Effects of Shani on Meena. Astrologer Aditya Guruji. There is a sort of a deep understanding between Shani and Guru. An uncontrollable dark planet like Shani could only be tamed by the aspect and association of Guru to attain subthuva, beneficence, to give good results. Shani placed all alone in the houses of Guru like Danu and Meena does not give away his harmful functionalities. But if he is associated with Mangal or Rahu, then he would do the harm. Though Shani's placement in the ascendant is not considered a good disposition in general, but it does not do any harm to the Meena natives. At the same time, Guru aspecting from 5th or 9th positions either in exaltation or from a friendly sign onto the Shani placed in the ascendant would give favorable results during the Dasa major period of Shani. Shani placed in Meena connected to Guru would give rise to spiritual pursuit during his Dasa. If Shani attains subthuva, beneficence, along with sukshma, intricate, strength and is placed in the ascendant or moon sign with aspect or connection with Guru, then during his Dasa or Bhakti the native would exhibit extensive spiritual inclination and philosophical search. The native would be a complete spiritualist in such an arrangement. At the same time, an arrangement of Shani in the ascendant or moon sign with the association of malefic planets and devoid of the grace from Guru is not considered beneficial. A maleficent Shani in the ascendant would be the reason for the bad behavior of a native. It is worth mentioning that a Shani with maleficence placed in the ascendant is responsible for a very adamant nature, unable to get along with people and also a short stature with a less than average height. A special configuration for Meena ascendants would be the placement of Shani in the ascendant either in the stars of Purvabhadra or Uttarabhadra and Guru attaining exaltation in the 5th house would give good results during his Dasa. This double benefit is the result of the owner of the house where Shani is placed attaining exaltation and also the aspect of the exalted Guru onto this Shani. Shani's placement in debility in the 2nd house does not give good results. If Mangal, the lord of the house, is also placed here, then the presence of 2 malefics in the house denoting family would eventually destroy the wealth, speech and the family. This configuration would result in a delayed marriage, more than one marriage, financial instability, problems with speech like stammering, speaking lies etc. As Shani and Mangal, when placed together in this house would cause the Necha Banga, nullity of debilitation, this arrangement especially in the house indicating family does give good results. At the same time as it is right for the Lord of Ascendant to be placed in a hidden house for Ubaya, dual, Ascendant, the aspect of a powerful Guru placed in the 6th house of Sima and aspecting this duo would rectify the malefic effects of such a placement. Leaving out the 6th, with the placement of Guru in the 8th, in his inimical house of Tila and aspecting this malefic combination would not give good results. As it is unfavorable for Guru, the Lord of the Ascendant, to be placed in an evil house belonging to Shukra along with the aspect of a debilitated Shani, thereby causing a total loss of strength. This placement does not do any good to the native. Guru's placement in his own Danu, the 10th house and aspecting the Shani placed in the 2nd house is considered favorable. Shani would attain subthuva very effectively in this configuration. But, a solitary Guru placed in 10th house would give rise to Kandradapathiya dosha, malefic effects due to placement of an angular lord in his own house, and would give troubles with respect to profession. Shani's placement in a friendly 3rd house is good conforming to the rule that a malefic planet occupying an Upakaya house is good, but as the Shani, so placed would affect the father with his aspect onto the 9th house and cause hurdles with respect to birth of progeny. His placement in the 3rd house would lead to favors followed by troubles. His placement in the 4th house in a friendly composure would give good results. He would give good effects if placed in the stars of Mrigashira belonging to Mangal or Punavasa belonging to Guru. His placement in the 4th house would eventually cause the destruction of the effects of 6th house, leading to a disease and debt-free living. The disposition of Surya is also important, as the 5th and 6th houses, Kataka and Sima respectively, are inimical to Shani. His placement in these houses would cause troubles during his Desa, major period. Though it has been indicated in the scriptures that placement of Shani in the 6th house is favorable, his placement in the 6th house would not do good to the Meena ascendants, considering that the house lord Surya is inimical to Shani. But Shani placed in the 6th house with a mutual exchange with 11th house or association with Guru would not cause major difficulties, as Shani's placement in the 7th house would give Digbala, directional strength, does not give major hurdles with respect to issues related to wife other than giving a delayed or unconventional marriage. Also, since this house is owned by his friend, Buddha, Shani placed with Buddha in his own 4th house or Buddha in exaltation placed in this house along with Shani or with an association with Guru would give favorable results to the native during his Desa, as the Shani placed in the 8th house would gain strength due to exaltation. This placement is not favorable to Meena ascendants. Though the malefic planets attaining exaltation in evil houses does not give troubles, the aspect of an exalted Shani onto the 2nd house indicating family, 5th house indicating children and 10th house indicating profession would destroy the houses. In this configuration, the native is likely to have a delayed marriage, multiple marriages, losing the spouse, delayed childbirth and erosion of profession. But, if a powerful guru aspects this exalted Shani, then the evil effects would diminish. Malefic Shani's placement in the Upakaya houses, 3rd and 6th would give favorable results, but his strong placement in the 8th house is not good. Also, if a powerful guru has to aspect this Shani in the 8th house, he needs to be placed in the friendly mesh or house that is diagonally opposite. But such a diagonal aspect is bound to weaken Guru also, hence a solitary Shani attaining exaltation does not benefit Meena. In certain conditions, when Shani attains Subhath he would pack off the native abroad to earn money during his Dasa. This is because this house, 8th, denotes foreign land and earning in a foreign land is indicated, this being a movable sign, but at the same time his permanent stay or temporary sojourn abroad could be predicted only after ascertaining the status and placement of Shukra. Shani's placement in the 9th house would be in the house of enemy, Mangal. Also, the placement of Shani in the house of fortune is not considered favorable. With this placement all the fortunes of the natives would suffer postponements. A malefic Shani placed here, 9th, would spoil the affection and support from father. Father, even if he is alive, could be considered to be non-existent. In some situations, the native would lose his father at a very young age, as the placement of Shani in the 10th house is considered favorable, and when he is aspected by Guru placed either in Meshor or Sima, the native is likely to be occupied in professions relating to machinery or in judiciary. Depending on the relative strengths of Shani and Guru, the earnings would be based on the functionalities of either of the duo. The placement of Shani in his own 11th house of Makara is favorable, as it is a good placement for a malefic to be in 11th house, and as all planets placed in 11th house would be favorable. Shani placed in 11th is a gentleman, as any planet in a movable sign is considered powerful, and placement of Shani in the 11th house of Meena is favorable since it is also a movable sign. An aspect of exalted Guru onto the Shani placed in this house would cause a combined aspect onto the ascendant. This configuration would encourage the native take up spirituality or be in a department connected to religion. To conclude, Shani's placement in his own 12th house with Mool Trikona strength with Subhath would lead the native to earn in a foreign country. This arrangement would occur based on the strengths of the ascendant Lord Guru and Shukra. A Shani in the 12th house would make one a lawyer or take up a higher position in judiciary.